Hello and welcome to my channel Blossberg, or in Swedish Blossberg. We're gonna talk about Tarkovarena today. I haven't gotten the game myself like a lot of others, like 1/3 of the player base I think have gotten the game so far. I don't have any like first-hand experience, just second-hand experience from Twitch streams and YouTube videos around 10 hours, so some things I was saying here might be wrong, so excuse me for that. And we're gonna talk about Tarkovarena from the perspective of someone playing World of Tanks, because I have a lot of experience with World of Tanks and Tarkov. And I believe they have almost like, not copied, but they have definitely take some inspiration from World of Tanks and War Thunder when it comes to the tech tree system. And I don't find any problem with the tech tree system in a fast shooter game like Tarkov. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of stuff that they could change, make it a lot better, that World of Tanks have done. Because I have like been doing this for a lot of years now. So we're just gonna go through that in World of Tanks. So I'm gonna switch game and show you. So as you can see here, we're in the German tech tree in World of Tanks. And from my understanding in Tarkovarena right now, people who are down here, just starting off, can face people who's over here, like in the end of the branch. Let's say I am playing the top tier here in World of Tanks and facing someone down here in 5 or 6, it would be totally unfair. Because I have so much better tank, and transfer that to Arena, then we have so much better equipment. It should just not be fair. So if they wanna use the same system as they're using here in World of Tanks, then Arena should also take the matchmaking, I believe. So if I am playing at tier 4 to say, I can face people out of tier 6, and I can also face people down to tier 3, because tier 2 and tier 1 is like the starting area. You cannot face them, they can only face each other, or they can face like one up. I believe tier 2 can face tier 3 and tier 1 can face tier 2. But that's like where it goes. It's not until you go to tier 3 you can face against tier 5s. So that's how I think it should go here also. We're gonna show a video or a clip from another content creator. We're gonna talk about it a little bit so you can show the classes. Let's do it right now. So once again, I don't really have Arena right now, so I'm gonna show a clip from another YouTuber. His name gonna be on top left, and I'm also gonna have his video in the description, link. Once again, as I said before, I believe that people here in the tier 1 should only be able to face each other, because this is a starting area. You're gonna learn the game, you shouldn't go up against people who have been playing a lot. If this is gonna be a standalone game, you cannot expect people to know shit straight away, so the tier 1 should only be against each other. If they really want to, maybe against tier 2, but they really need to balance the stuff out, because right now I think tier 2 is so much better than tier 1. However, right now, if I understand right, they can go against people on here. And imagine going against someone that have Hex Grid and M62 SR51, 58 I mean, as someone who's having SQS with US ammunition. That's just, if you ask me, that's really bullshit. That should not be able to happen. Of course, when you go in middle tier, once again, if you are in the bunker tier, you should be able to play against people who are tier 2 and tier 3, if you ask me. Like, they should not take more than one tier up and one tier down. Sometimes you become the bottom rat, and then that's alright. Sometimes you become the top shad, and that's also alright. But they should not do it more than that. Like, if someone here tier 2 need to face someone down here with M80 and I think there's a class 5 armor and stuff, like, that's just, if you ask me, at least that's unfair. I don't believe that should be something that's in the game. I actually think they should have the class system as in World of Tanks if they want to have tech tree. Because right now you can't buy anything in the game, you cannot switch anything in the game, you just have your loadout, and that's what you have for the rest of the game. And you also once again can go against people with much better stuff. So I don't think that's fair, and yeah, I don't know. Write in the comment if you agree with me or not. Let's get to the next point. So my second point is that you should be able to change some, do some modification to your loadout in Tarkovarena. Let's say this E100 in World of Tanks here, for example. I have these two guns. I start off with this one, and I can buy this one later with experience. They're equally good depending on your playstyle. This one have high damage per minute, do less damage per shot. This one is different. This does more damage per shot, but less damage per minute. Like this, they are both as equal good, and that's how it should be when you have a choice to do in Arena. If I am playing, let's say I'm playing this tier here, the sector. maybe I have M856A1. Maybe they could give me option to play with some leg meta ammunition if I want to, because like I don't like leg meta, I really despise it. But if people like to play with that, there should be an option to do that. Definitely they're gonna choose what type of leg meta because they're different type of ammunition. So that's just one option. Or maybe they can give you an option to change the rig, to have another rig that only covers like the upper torso and not the stomach. Same class and all that, but you know, a little bit option like what you prefer, so to say. Or on the gun, maybe you can take away something and give something. Like you should not be able to just throw stuff on the gun to make it better. But you should be able to, let's say, take away something on the gun, and you can make it like what you prefer. If you take away something, you're gonna get worse, and then you can put something on that make it better, but in a different way. That's how I believe, at least, they should do here. You have some customization and let the choice lay with the players. At least that's how I believe it should be made. For right now, you cannot do anything with that, as I have found it, at least. So let's get to the next point. Okay, my third point is that is the ranked. Okay, if you want to have a ranked mode, I believe right now that's the only mode you can play. But I have two options here. Either they make it so only the bottom tiers can play ranked. Only the people who unlock the last tiers can play ranked against each other. And that's how the rank's gonna be determined. Otherwise, you're gonna have to play like just regular. The other option is that you have 3 different type of ranks maybe. That the bottom tier you cannot play ranked here, but in tier 2, 3 and 4 you can play against each other here, and you get a certain amount of points for that. But in that rank, if you play the like worst one, you get more points for killing the higher ones, and if you play the highest one, you get like less points for killing the low ones. I don't really know how that's gonna work. Is that a good idea or not? But I feel like bottom tier, a mid tier, and a high tier rank should be something. Like you go, these players can play against each other, and people down here can play against each other. You can have like different type of ranks. Because right now, once again, if you're gonna have like the worst people play against the best people, or not the people, but the best classes, so say, that's just gonna be too unfair and not really fun for people you're playing with either. So they need to fix that somehow. I don't know how they plan on doing it right now. This is just my ideas on how they're gonna do it, or can do it. So let's go to the next point again. Yeah, I also think if they're going to wipe the game with the regular game, like Arena gonna wipe with the regular Tarkov, they need to make the progression a lot faster if they're gonna do that every wipe, because there's so many branches, or gonna be so many branches at least. Like you have all here, and I'm only looking at one right now. So they need to do that a lot faster if they really want the game to be successful, because yeah, it's gonna take a long fucking time. Or if it's not gonna wipe, then I'm fine with taking a long time. Like it's in World of Tanks. You need to spend some time to progress, and you're gonna progress down where you want to go. And you have like, then there's a like this torture almost, to say, when you need to play something you don't want to play, but at the same time the reward when you get to where you wanted to get is so huge. At least in World of Tanks, once again. I believe there's gonna be the same thing with Tarkov Arena. Yeah, and also like if they need to make it so if like I said before, if you're playing let's say tier 4 and you're going against tier 6 as I suggested here, as tier 4 you should be able to get more experience by killing tier 5 and tier 6. And if you're playing tier 6 against tier 4, so you're gonna get a less experience. You're still gonna get experience, but like say it's a decrease in 20% or something. So it's a little bit rewarding when you're underdog, and a little bit punishing when you're the top dog. If you understand where I'm going with this. So now I just have some extra ideas. What do you think? So like the bonus point here, this is just ideas that I have, and really not something I think they're gonna implement or should implement, but I want to hear your opinion on it. Like I said before, they have a lot of classes here. Should these classes be determined what you're playing against? You're going 5 versus 5, then should it also be like the same classes on each team? Like you have 2 assault classes, 1 CQB and 2 scouts and 1 marksman, and this can be absolutely random depending on what you're choosing. But then you should be able to, or you should have to choose before you get the game and not after. So should you always like team up with the same amount of like 2 assaults on each team and like that, or should it be random? Because it could be random. Then you really need to balance out each class so it works, so someone don't get an unfair advantage. Or I believe it should be like in League of Legends, where you get a game and then after that you pick in sessions. 2 people pick from each team first, so you can see what they're picking. And then after that you get another turn and 2 people each team pick again. And then the last 2 picks from each team. So you go in sessions. So you can see what the other team is picking, you can pick accordingly to that, like in response to it. A little bit like that. I think something like that should work, right? Like it is right now, I don't really like it. And once again, I haven't been playing, maybe it's very fun game mode, but right now I haven't played it, I'm just looking at it and I think it doesn't really work as good as it could be doing. So this is just some ideas I think would make it a little bit better. The last 2 points here, once again, is not really something I think they should implement or I want to implement, but I just want to hear your idea. Like, do you think this is a good idea or a bad idea? Or everything, like, do you like what I'm telling you or is everything bad? Yeah, once again, I haven't been playing, so I don't really know how it's gonna play out or if they should implement this stuff. But just by looking at the game and then knowing like they have the tech tree and then playing all the tanks, know how the tech tree is there, I feel like these changes should be good. At least the first 4, like the last 2 here, once again, just my ideas, and I want to hear what you think about it. So hopefully I see you in the next video, and bye.